And rather than sit around, we've got them all together today to talk to Angela and to me and to Rachel Reeves.
We've got a billionaire Prime Minister and a billionaire Prime Minister, both of whose families have used schemes to avoid millions of pounds of tax, smearing a working class woman. Mr. Speaker, we live in probably a more volatile world than we've lived in for many decades. It is absolutely crucial.
He didn't listen to question 1. Starmer accused the Prime Minister. But did Starmer himself listen to the nation's concerns about immigration? In a twist of irony, the man who built his reputation on forensic questioning now finds himself unable to provide straight answers. We'll dissect Starmer's evasive tactics and reveal what they tell us about Labour's true immigration agenda. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Keir Starmer's recent performance at Prime Minister's Questions has left many scratching their heads. The Labour leader, once known for his razor-sharp forensic questioning, has suddenly gone quiet on one of the most pressing issues of our time: immigration. But is this silence just a momentary lapse, or is there something more calculated at play?
Mr. Speaker, I'm privileged to be the proud owner of a copy of the former Prime Minister's new book. It's a rare, unsigned copy.
Really going to turn something around, you have to do the hard yards up front. Don't look at a tough decision and then leave it for a year or two. So we're doing the tough stuff.
We will continue to work, as we have done in the 4 months in government, on issues of security, our economy and global conflict.
Let's rewind for a moment. Starmer built his reputation on holding the government to account with precision and clarity. His legal background seemed to give him an edge in the parliamentary arena, dissecting complex issues with surgical precision. So what's changed? Why has the man who promised transparency and accountability suddenly become as elusive as a politician can be when it comes to immigration? The answer might lie in the treacherous waters of Labour Party politics. Immigration has long been a divisive issue for the party, with some members pushing for more open borders while others advocate for stricter controls. Starmer finds himself in a precarious position, trying to navigate these internal divisions without alienating either side. It's a political tightrope act that would make even the most seasoned acrobat nervous. But there's more at stake here than just party unity. Recent polls have shown a decline in public trust in Starmer's leadership, with voters expressing frustration over his failure to provide clear answers on pressing issues. It's a dangerous game he's playing. By avoiding direct engagement on immigration, Starmer risks appearing weak or indecisive to an electorate hungry for strong leadership. So, why take this risk? Some political analysts suggest that Starmer's reluctance to take a definitive stance on immigration might be a strategic move to protect Labour's broader agenda. Could it be that the party's immigration policy is more progressive than they're currently willing to admit? By keeping his cards close to his chest, Starmer might be hoping to avoid early backlash and preserve the possibility of implementing more liberal policies if Labour comes to power. But this strategy of silence isn't without its critics. Many argue that it's backfiring spectacularly, alienating voters who are seeking clear and decisive leadership on immigration issues. In a time of global uncertainty, people want leaders who can articulate a vision for the future, not those who dodge difficult questions. While Starmer's silence on immigration raises eyebrows, another political appointment is causing an even bigger stir. The Attorney General's seat, a position crucial for shaping immigration policy, is now occupied by someone whose qualifications are, to put it mildly, questionable. But the real kicker, this isn't just about competence, it's about connections. The new Attorney General isn't just any old lawyer who's stumbled into the role. Oh no, he's a personal friend and donor to the Prime Minister. Talk about keeping your friends close and your legal advisors closer. This cozy relationship has set off alarm bells across the political spectrum, with both Conservative and Labour critics finding rare common ground in their concerns. But why all the fuss? Well, for starters, the Attorney General is supposed to be the government's top legal brain, especially when it comes to thorny issues like border security. Yet critics are questioning whether this appointee has the chops to handle such complex matters. It's like appointing a chess novice to coach the national team. Sure, they might know how the pieces move, but can they really strategize at the highest level? The backlash isn't just coming from the usual suspects either. Even within the Labour Party, there's dissent. Lord Glassman, a Labour peer, didn't mince words when he described the Attorney General as the absolute archetype of an arrogant progressive fool. Ouch! When your own side is throwing shade like that, you know you're in hot water. But here's where it gets really interesting. The Attorney General's role isn't just about pushing papers and giving the occasional nod to immigration policies. No, this position is crucial in shaping the legal framework that governs how the UK handles its borders. And that's where the real concerns lie. Does this appointee truly have the UK's national interests at heart? Does he believe in the values that the country stands for? These aren't just philosophical questions. They have real-world implications for how immigration laws are interpreted and enforced. The controversy surrounding this appointment goes deeper than just one man's qualifications. It raises questions about the entire selection process. How did someone with such obvious conflicts of interest end up in one of the most legally significant roles in the country? It's like finding out the referee for the World Cup final is best mates with one of the team captains. It just doesn't sit right. This whole debacle reflects a broader issue within the UK's approach to immigration. There's a constant tug-of-war between legal frameworks and political influence. On one side, you have the need for clear, impartial legal guidance. On the other, you have the messy reality of political appointments and personal connections. It's a delicate balance, and right now, it seems the scales are tipping dangerously towards the latter. As we've seen, the UK's approach to immigration is a tangled web of political maneuvering and systemic shortcomings. But here's the kicker. While our politicians play their games, other countries are actually getting things done. International comparisons reveal a stark truth. Successful border control isn't just about tough talk. It's about marrying strict enforcement with comprehensive reform, a balance the UK seems incapable of striking. So, where does this leave us? With a system that's more interested in scoring political points than solving real problems. It's time we, the public, demand more than just sound bites and evasions. We need leaders who can navigate the complexities of immigration without resorting to cheap theatrics or convenient silences. The future of UK's border control hangs in the balance. Will we continue down this path of political posturing and ineffective policies? Or will we finally see a leader emerge who can tackle this issue head-on with transparency and genuine solutions? The clock is ticking, and the stakes couldn't be higher.